Hello, I'm Manaz Marizi, PhD student at NC State University, and today I'm presenting our paper, Debugging Hiring, which talks about what went right and what went wrong in the technical interview process. So let's see what is the problem. The typical hiring pipeline for software engineering occurs over several stages, from phone screening and technical on-site interviews to offer and negotiation stage. Negative hiring experience on the candidate side in each of these stages can cause them to drop out of the hiring process. This makes the hiring pipeline for that company a leaky one. The company may lose those candidates even forever. It is interesting to know that a study from XRF, REF, which offers an HR software platform, reports that 39% of job seekers said they would even stop using a company's product or services after bad hiring experience. So this is overall inefficient and costly in many ways. It is a waste of time for both candidates and companies, and also it hurts companies' diversity. So it is important to know that why candidates drop out from hiring pool. We think analyzing candidates' experience with hiring process can give insights about the reasons they drop out from hiring pool. So the question is where to find their comments about their hiring experience. Employers' review sites are utilized by job seekers looking for in-depth information on employers they plan to apply to. They can serve as kind of Yelp of companies or employers. And since 2010, the growth of employer review sites led candidates to increasingly share their experience about different companies' hiring process. One of the well-known employer review sites is Glassdoor, which has built a database of more than 8 million company reviews. All data is generated by companies, current and former employees, and candidates who went through their hiring process. So we chose to work on data from Glassdoor. Here is a part of Glassdoor website and how it looks like on reporting on Microsoft. As you see, it has more than 9,000 interview reports on different positions in Microsoft. For example, here is 1048 reviews on software developer engineer position and 658 reviews on software engineer position. Here is an example of how the reports or the comments of the candidates look like. So for example, this candidate had a positive experience with the hiring process, and they got an offer from Microsoft, and they evaluated that the interview had an average of difficulty. And they reasoned that they were satisfied that everything was remote and everything went smoothly for them. So to select our data, we limited our data collection to companies which appeared in the software category of Fortune 2000 and had at least 50 reviews on Glassdoor. So we ended up getting these 19 companies. And we scraped more than 10,000 reviews from Glassdoor on reviews spanned from March 5th, 2009 to June 25th, 2019. And reviews were filtered on software engineer and engineering and software development engineering roles. We also removed short non-informatic reviews containing fewer than 35 words, such as, for example, "It was a terrible process." So afterwards, we used qualitative analysis to analyze the collected reviews. In the first stage of our qualitative analysis, we used descriptive coding and assigned short codes and labels to capture and summarize the salience of the reviews. In the second stage, we performed a reflexive thematic analysis to organize and cluster the codes. We first inductively clustered the codes across all reviews into themes, and then situated those themes within each stage of the hiring pipeline, which formerly I showed you that we considered 5 main stages for the hiring pipeline. Here are the themes that we found for each stage in the hiring process. We found 2 themes in the contact stage, paying attention to details and responsiveness. These themes show that problems can occur when key requirements about the position are not properly communicated with the recruiter, between the recruiter and the candidate. For example, willingness to relocation or some details of alike. Or representatives from the company do not provide timely responses. That was another theme that decide the satisfaction of the candidates. In preparation stage, we found that the most important impression that the candidates got from the interviews, scheduling, organization, and how companies are clear about what to expect from them. For example, if they offer a preparation package, to what extent they stick to topics that they highlighted as requirements. And interview stage was the richest stage theme-wise. We found 5 themes for this stage. Candidates expressed their satisfaction or annoyance based on the extent of interviewers' involvement, interviewers' knowledge and experience, interviewers' friendliness, relevance of and appropriateness of the questions, interview questions, and also the impressions that candidate got from the, for example, the company campus or their atmosphere while they took on-site interviews. And we found that regular status update and getting feedback after interviews played an important role in candidate satisfaction and the extent that they found a company to be professional, organized, and appealing to work with. And finally, and possibly the most important theme, offer and negotiation, in which anything goes wrong, it could be a large waste of time and resources for companies and candidates alike. Here I want to show you a few examples of what went wrong from the perspective of the candidates. For example, this candidate said, I guess that their strategy is to lowball everyone unless you have a competing offer. The team matching process is extremely slow, took around 3 months to finish everything, way too long, declined the offer without hesitation after team matching. Or another one said, their offer was reasonable, but nothing extraordinary. I decided to sign with another top company for significantly better salary, perks, and location, but a bit less interesting project. And the other one says, it seems like they want to hire as soon as possible. They extended an offer which is lower than the average new grad package. Also, they don't consider competing with my other offers and only give 3 days to make a decision. So besides the important themes we found, which interprets the most important reasons that candidates drop out from companies' hiring pool, our study also compiles guidelines for each of hiring process stages based on the things we learned from candidates' feedback. So here, I want to tell you about the last guideline we suggested for the last stage of the hiring process, which is offer and negotiation stage. So in this guideline, we say that negotiate not just the immediate offer, but invest in long-term career growth. So qualified candidates in multiple offer situation may be forced to accept an offer which is not their ideal choice when companies rush them to make a decision. Although this benefits companies in the short term, it ultimately results in higher attrition once the engineer finds a more suitable position. Hence, in the long term, giving candidate appropriate time to make an informed decision about joining the company benefits both the company and the candidate. And also, the offer can also go wrong when candidates feel slighted. Either they feel that the company is lowballing them, or that they have been under-leveled for for the role based on their experience. Companies have different bonus structures, vesting schedules, and career ladders. So if companies provide transparent information on these details, candidates can be reassured that they are receiving a fair offer relative to others within the same level. Thank you so much for your attention.